two men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from Ford Field. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Ready.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. You look at this Raiders defense. Right now in the National Football League, they're ranked number 18 against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Another run for Gibbs here. Evades the tackler and has some space. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First down Lions on a pickup of 13. Lance now to throw. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question because normally that...
Shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Out of his end zone, here comes Jalen Reagor. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 21 carries, 96 yards, and a touchdown.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we have a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
He'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. You talk about this Lions defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
Stopping the run That's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
Very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And Hall not going to bring this one out. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
On second down, here's Gibbs. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Barking down at the 49. 99 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On play action, Lance. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, force the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 38-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
2nd and 10.
Check white, opposite, green, check pink.
They'll go again with Gibbs. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. And I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
Switch, yellow, Smith, red.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th. And this one is right through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they're able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Here's Rager. He's going to bring this one out. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
3rd and 4. They'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field. He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for Vegas. 41 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. Now inside the 25. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. No run back here for Hall, and this will come out to the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Drill 52.
To throw, it's Lance. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
Here we go.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Gibbs straight ahead and able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, he had to wait until December, but congrats to the rookie, his first INT.
Yeah, he's been a reliable contributor for this defense throughout the season. Definitely got a bright future and has gotten even brighter after making that play.
44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Coverage is awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. He'll look to throw. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
The Lance going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Well, on this one, it may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. All tied up at 10. 2 minutes left in the first half. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Pulled in at the 24. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Lions will take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession in the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one covers 29 yards. First down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Throwing on first down is Lance. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Switch, yellow. Switch, red.
Throwing now is Lance. And this is going to be incomplete.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. But this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Lance to throw it. And that is incomplete. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break up much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Jacobs. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He hits Adams, complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Michael Mayer in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good, and that makes it a 17-10 score. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before half for Lance. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half it didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it will wind up incomplete.
Boy, that ball's just hanging up there waiting to be intercepted. That looked doomed from the start, but they took the deep shot anyway, and fortunately, it winds up incomplete.
He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up fourth down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on third. We see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A nice little juke. Again the juke. A great return there. Bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Lance now on 1st down. And the Raiders have got him. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, they got the lead, but it's certainly not a big one. And how do you keep control of that lead? Certainly not by that last play there. They gave up a big sack on the first play of this drive. Now it's double the distance to the 1st down marker.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Right where they set him down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And they're going to stop him short of the 1st down as he's tackled at about the 21. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
On 1st down, Lance goes out left. It's caught by Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Lance now on 1st down. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
10 cycles.
Now Lance gets this to Campbell out on the right side. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Read option. This is Gibbs. 133 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. They missed a field goal earlier, so possibly as a result, that's why they're going to try to go for it here on 4th down. And it'll find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to down as they get it rather easily there. A gain of 9 on 4th and 3. Lance looks to throw again. Over the middle and taken in by Laporta. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. The great move couldn't free him. Taken down at the 10. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Raiders with a lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 75 yards on the ground here for Jacobs, and this is a 1st down.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through them.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled home.
3rd and 9 here. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That is caught. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 30 yards.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam. But notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it 1 more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But you got to do it in your own back.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Here comes Hall. He's going to bring it out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And Detroit getting set to go now. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And Lance now to throw. He's got a man, complete. Through the middle of the field. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 73 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. The Raiders try to move quickly, try to get everybody back to the line. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
I don't know if you need the big shot right there or not, because you've still got time to work some of the shorter stuff and try to get in the field goal range. They did go for the big one there. It would have been nice, but it winds up incomplete.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Good coverage there, holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Lions offense set to take over. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
That'll go as a 39-yard punt. Give him 9 on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He has Mayer complete. Here comes 2nd down at 5. And he's got his man in stride, complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is third down. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Here's Jacobs on first and 10. And down to the 41. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here's second down. Back to throw here. He finds his man complete. That's Jacobs. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 31-yard line.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
And his kick is indeed good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year. But he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, able to avoid him. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the